Hey, welcome back to Exclaim News Weekly. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Calum. This week we have fake sex tapes, a real Radiohead album, and a man who lost his hearing at a concert in a different sort of way. All that and more up next.
After a series of bizarre Instagram teasers and 2 new music videos last week, masters of the unusual album rollout Radiohead finally returned with their 9th studio album last week. It's called A Moon-Shaped Pool, and here we've got Calum with his thoughts on the new record.
So far, I love it. It's a very elegant record. It's a very mature record. I love the band's renewed focus on string arrangements and orchestral arrangements. It's something that's been in their work for a very long time, but they seem to really hone in on it here. And it's funny, I was thinking how last week we talked about how Burn the Witch was a song that had been around for a number of years, but a lot of these songs on the record fall in the same category, like Identikid or True Love Waits. And Radiohead are a band, in my opinion, that over their 25 years of music making haven't really made an awful album by any stretch of the imagination, and this is another one to add to that pile of incredible works.
For a full review of the new Radiohead album, head over to Exclaim.ca. With all of the content flying around online, it's not easy for bands to get noticed these days. But YACHT have managed to grab attention this week for all the wrong reasons. The electropop duo of bandmates Claire L. Evans and Jonah Bechtold took to Facebook earlier this week to tell fans that a sex tape of theirs had been leaked online. After garnering the sympathy and support of their fans, the band launched a website to sell the tape in order to reclaim control over a bad situation. A day later, though, it turned out that the whole thing was a hoax. In an email sent to Gawker, the band had explained that they were planning the whole fake leak to promote a new video for their single, I Wanna F*** You Till I'm Dead. But the band have come under fire for the exploitative marketing technique, with many condemning the band for making light of revenge porn scenarios that actually do happen and affect real people with very real and distressing consequences. Since then, the band have apologized, saying, "After all is said and done, of course you should be mad at us. We're mad at us too." Then they went ahead and posted a link to the new video anyway.
When people talk about losing your hearing at shows, you usually mention earplugs. But as for a concert goer who attended an Eagles of Death Metal show in Toronto this past week, it meant something entirely different. At the band's Canadian Music Week gig over the weekend, a confrontation broke out in the crowd between 2 concert goers, while a third stepped in to try and stop it. As a result, he ended up having his ear bitten off by one of the 2 angry men. Witnesses say the assailant was apprehended by the police and arrested, while the ear was put on ice while waiting for medical professionals to arrive. Toronto police have further said that the ear could be surgically reattached, and I sincerely hope that the victim gets to hear more live music in the future. For more information as to what went down and an actual picture of the ear if your stomach can handle it, head over to Exclaim.ca.
At a show in Atlanta last week, Miss Lauryn Hill took the stage 2 hours late, giving fans just 37 minutes of performance before she had to shut down the show to comply with the venue's strict curfew. The singer issued a statement explaining her late start. "The challenge is aligning my energy with the time, taking something that isn't easily classified or contained and trying to make it available for others. I don't have an on and off switch." Let's keep our fingers crossed that everything aligns before her shows in Saskatoon, Vancouver, Montreal, and Halifax this summer.
Why am I saying it? Because this is not robotic. This is a commodity of the soul and the emotions. And every day is a different day. Every day is a different day.
Finally, it was announced this week that Riot Fest will not be returning to Toronto this year, instead only going ahead with events in Chicago and Denver. But Canadian festival fanatics can head to Exclaim.ca for all sorts of lineup announcement news from the past week, including Montreal's Picnic Electronique, Saskatchewan's Gateway Festival, and Calgary's Sled Island, as well as a benefit concert for Syrian refugees in Hamilton featuring the likes of The National, Hayden, and Kevin Drew. And that does it for this week's show. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit this magic subscribe button to get your fix of music and pop culture news every Friday at noon.
Check out Exclaim.ca for all of our news, streams, and reviews, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Exclaim.ca.
Join us next week when I hopefully won't be sick.
And now I probably will be.